This is my Dremel Professional. It's a model 398 that has stopped working, and I wanted to access the brushes in here, and as you can see it's really quite different compared to say a typical one like I have on this sander, where you just unscrew a cap like that, and that gives access to a fairly typical brush in there. If I can just pop that out, and that's your usual setup with a spring already attached to the carbon brush, but as you will see, it's really quite different with this Dremel, where I've already taken this cap off, and it's actually the spring is attached to the cap, not the brush. So I'll show you how to lever this out. The Dremel that I have, I actually got second hand, and I hadn't actually realized that in amongst the accessories was this small spanner and blade or key that you can use instead of the small screwdriver that I show you in the rest of the video. The phone. So yeah, there's a slot there, which naturally you'll think, okay, so we'll put a big screwdriver in here and lever it up, but that won't actually work. It won't release it, and when we do get it off, I'll show you why. So you really need a much smaller screwdriver, and there's a small slot in the same direction as that seam there, okay, and maybe even a smaller screwdriver would do. But if you put the screwdriver in that slot, it will just catch a very thin tab, and straight away you can see it's quite easy to lift it up without a lot of force. Now, there is a small tab attached to this part of the molding of this cap, and you don't want to break it off, so you need to ease the cap up. Maybe just wiggle it in that direction slightly, might help, but there you go, and that gives access to the brush. So as you can see here, hopefully that's in focus, you have a small spring there instead of the traditional type, and which is attached to the brush. This time you have the small spring on the cap itself, and there's the plastic cap showing you what we were trying to achieve. If you put the screwdriver in the hole there and just lever it, it's not going to release this bendy plastic shape here. We were actually just putting the screwdriver in and catching that there to disengage it. See what I mean? And I'll do a still photograph of that so as you can see properly. And just release that clamp. The actual brush, well, you just turn it upside down and it drops out, and it's completely separate. In this instance, the brush is fine. My problem lies somewhere else, and make sure when you put it in that your groove that it's made, the motor is made, is in the right direction, although having said that, it seems to be rectangular, not square, so it does really only go in one direction like that. And repeat the process. This time I'll use the key that comes with the Dremel, and just hopefully it will work just as well, if not better, than a screwdriver. Pop that's it up, and just do that, and you can access the brush in the same way. Now, just to repeat about this replacing the cap, if you just simply hook the tab, the tiny tab, under the front there, push that in, and then try and force it, it's just really, you may break that small tab, and that's crucial. So again, I'll just show you what I did the first time around, was partially put the cap back in, and then put your front tab or small tab there, and then close it, and it really works very easy that way. No forcing required.